Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of my favourite people and some of the country's biggest stars, and we've certainly got one for you today. Ben Fogle, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Do you know, it's so nice to talk to you. You're such an inspiration, because for a man of your age, and let's face it, you're knocking on, you do look like Mr. Delicious still, and people find you fascinating. You're brave and you're exciting. Did you always know this was going to be your reputation?
I love the fact you say I'm knocking on, because I'm feeling very old right now, 46 years old. That's what 20 years in the industry has done. But do you know what? I still have what I'd call the joy of life. I get so excited about waking up in the morning, wherever I am. I don't know. I think I've been so lucky with the things I've done over the years and the places I've been and the people I've met, and I've got a family that I love, and I feel incredibly lucky. But I still have this spring in my step, and I think too many people kind of feel burdened by life, but we've only got this one life, and I get the point that some people have a heavier cloud that they can't control over them, but I've kind of made it my goal in life is to try and infuse, empower, be positive. There's so much negativity around you. You only need to look at a paper, and I get the undepressible me gets depressed when I start going through the paper, or even looking at social media. It's almost like we've become a glass half empty nation, and I'm determined to fight against it. I think we need to create a superhero character that's all about positivity, empowerment, happiness, uplifting, can-do attitudes to inspire our youngsters. That's how I'm feeling right now.
It's interesting you use that word happiness. I toured with Ken Dodd for 20 years, and he always had a dream of having a daily newspaper that was only full of positive stories and happiness, no negativity whatsoever. And I think there's something in it.
But do you know what? I'm really excited by New Zealand's recent announcement that they're going to adopt what Bhutan has done for years. So most nations in the world will calculate wealth according to pure materialism. Material progress is wealth, therefore the amount of money produced by a nation. But what Bhutan have done for years is that wealth is actually marked by happiness, social happiness, environmental happiness, and New Zealand are about to adopt the same thing. And I think we could follow suit at some stage. It would be nice to think that we could mark the success of a company about their social and environmental impact, as well as just the fact that they have announced X amount of profit. And I think that would change us as a nation generally.
I could talk to you for half an hour because we're never going to get bored. One of the things we've got to talk about today is people travelling all over the globe and, of course, taking risks. Sanofi Pasteur have just done this new survey. Tell us about it, because one of the things you've got to know is where you're going and what you need injections for.
Exactly. I mean, I think lots of your listeners will already know this. People from this country are travelling further afield. I think the days of just travelling onto the immediate continent are gone, and many of us now won't think twice about going to Asia or Mexico, somewhere in Central America, maybe somewhere in Africa. And what a lot of people are forgetting is that if you go to Turkey, Morocco, Mexico, wherever it might be, you do need to have vaccinations. You do need to be sensible about the health risks. So that's why I'm working with Sanofi, and we're helping to raise awareness of what's called a travel health risk assessment. And it couldn't be easier. It just means that if you have booked one of those last-minute holidays, maybe you are planning ahead, but let's say you have planned that you're going to go to Turkey, you're going to a nice resort, you might think that it's going to be free from any lurgies, you can't catch anything because it's expensive. Well, that's not true, because insects pass fences. They can get into expensive rooms. They're attracted to nice, big, plump Western people. We're not all plump, by the way. I don't want that to sound
well, I am, but you speak for yourself.
But you get my point.
Yeah.
And what people need to do is they need to just go and speak to someone who understands. So this might be your GP, it might be a doctor, it might be a nurse, it might be a pharmacist in your local chemist. But you need to just tell them where you're going and get some up-to-date information on what the risks are and how you can mitigate those, whether it's taking some vaccines, whether it's avoiding an area. And it might include everything from going to a rural, urban area. It might be the rainy season, the wet season. It might be that you're going to be close to wild animals. You might be going to domesticated animals. But all of these things can have an impact. And the way I look at this, and I suppose it's why I'm working with Sanofi, is that it's exactly the same as preparing for an expedition. You plan, you prepare, and you try to mitigate and avoid as many risks as you possibly can by taking sensible precautions. And it doesn't have to cost a huge amount, but believe me, that small cost that may be incurred in getting those vaccines or preparing are worth avoiding weeks or months lying in a hospital bed.
Congratulations on being you, and thank you for your time. Ben Fogle, great to talk to you.
Thank